If anime protagonists specialize in one thing, that's never giving up. Throw entire gangs of villains and evil machinations at them, and these guys will defy all laws of plot armor and come back alive. So, as a tribute to all those motivational quotes you got from these types of characters, here's a video where I speak of 10 anime characters with unwavering willpower. Ready? Let's begin the hype train. Let's start with the nerdy boy in the glasses. I mean, we are speaking of character development in anime, so there is no surprise when the shy, antisocial geek of the class turns to be a cold-hearted warrior. Shinichi's story is a little different from the others here. Even though he may not scream loud about not giving up, he shows this quirk of his plenty of times through his actions. He was at first almost a completely new version of Shinji Ikari, but through the challenges he faced, he learned his lesson about never giving up. In the season finale, he even went down to hunt the strongest parasite in the world, alone. In terms of both physical strength and mental willpower, Shinichi has come a long way. And as I said, he may talk less, but his actions depict everything his silence hides. Now, here's a man with both willpower and strength. But the main difference here is that Saitama gets motivated for the more bizarre things in the world. Once he hard-punched Carnage Kabuto simply because he was afraid he would be late for the supermarket. But ignoring all his peculiar qualities, Saitama does have the quirk of never giving up. Similar to Shinichi, he never screams this aloud, but shows it through his actions when the situation calls for it. His rather stoic expressions always hide his true personality. But put this man to a fight and tell him to fight to his death, and he'll live up to your expectations. But as we all know, it's his opponent who will die in a few seconds. Back in early 2000, right after Naruto, we had our orange-haired, hot-headed Shinigami. Now, Bleach being a shonen anime, the theme of willpower and inner strength was emphasized a lot, and since the arcs followed a pretty basic formula, the spotlight always managed to shine on Ichigo's never-giving-up personality. When Luffy was kidnapped in the Soul Society arc, he trained to increase his skills in order to go after her, and when Ulquiorra nearly killed him, he rose back up from the dead in his Vasto Lorde form to teach him a lesson. To sum things up, if you are a Shinigami, Ichigo is the best bodyguard you can keep. At 7, we have Luffy. Moving along the route of the big 3 anime, next up we have everyone's favorite Straw Hat Pirate. Now, Luffy was the very archetype of a shonen protagonist back in the day. He cared for his teammates, he was altruistic enough to even sacrifice himself for the sake of others, and more than anything, he would ride to hell if he wanted something. The words giving up were foreign to Luffy's vocabulary, and many times he had shown how he gets what he wants one way or the other. One Piece would have ended its run in a few episodes if Luffy had the idea of giving up in any of his adventures. Throw entire bands of evil pirates and sea monsters at him, but this boy would move past them while urging his crew to do the same. Call it cliche, but that's the quality of a great leader, or a great pirate in this case.
These walls ain't gonna stop me! Impossible! Fire Dragon! Iron Fist!
Fairy Tail's Adventure Guild has a lot of adventurers who never want to give up, but our fire-spewing shonen teenager definitely deserves this spot on our list. Natsu may seem like a more magically enhanced version of Ichigo and Luffy, but their willpowers remain at the same level. Similar to Luffy, there are plenty of times when Natsu went to the extreme to save his teammates, and unlike many others, Natsu also has the tendency to show off, and that's not just by spewing flames and throwing out fireballs, but by claiming everything he did aloud for everyone to hear. His willpower quirk comes back with this drawback as well, but come on, let the boy brag a little. It doesn't cost anything to give him the admiration he deserves.
Raging flame of the seven dragons!
Being a sidekick of Kamina for 1 hour is enough to give anyone the never giving up attitude. But being with Kamina for years, you can see how Simon was the epitome of a never giving up character. He started much similar to Shinichi, naive, innocent and withdrawn. But the influence of Kamina was large, especially after his death. Over the second part of the Gurren Lagann series, he grew up from a weak teenager to a man who dared to challenge the godly anti-Spiral himself. He was the one to build up the team that had fallen apart, and he crossed to the end of the universe to save his girlfriend. Now that's a totally new level of never giving up. At 4 we have Midoriya. Everyone called My Hero Academia a direct ripoff of Naruto. Yes, even I believed it at one point, until I began to understand the personality of Midoriya. Just like many shonen protagonists, Midoriya echoes the words never giving up, but unlike others, is smart enough to accomplish it creatively. Now, this doesn't mean I insult any of our old heroes, but this boy being the genius type, he knows exactly how to use the weakness of the enemy or a flaw in the situation for his advantage. Midoriya is far more determined when it comes to his friends. He even damaged his own body to change the ideals of Todoroki in the tournament arc and went forward to save Bakugo from the villains after he was captured. So don't judge him based on his appearance, because this boy is capable of more things than you could imagine. Coming in next is Naruto. Now I'll gladly place my bets, but he's the character who taught you about never giving up, right? The boy who vandalized the Hokage statues and always pulled pranks to get everyone's attention secretly had one good quality more than anything else. He never gave up. One of the best examples of this is his strong urge to bring back Sasuke from the teachings of Orochimaru, and later his strong will to stop the Fourth Ninja War. Compared to many other shonen protagonists, I think that Naruto had the best character arc. It felt more relatable and emotional compared to the others. And since we watched Naruto back when we were kids, I think the words never give up hit us differently. Now this man is rather different. He has willpower more than anyone else, and Season 4 of Attack on Titan is going to be proof of it. Ever since the death of his mother, Eren had a strong urge to kill all the Titans who brought the destruction of his city. Over time, as the real villains of the show were introduced, his willpower grew. And even in the time when the female Titan almost brought him to his knees, Eren muttered the words of his revenge and went berserk, nearly killing Annie in the process. At first, he seemed to be good at screaming and bad at using brainpower, but boy has he come a long way from where he started. Topping our list is the white-haired wizard boy, and similar to Eren, I'd like to say that Asta has also come a long way. Back in episode 1, he was the boy who screamed every 5 seconds and nearly made everyone deaf for some time. But during the recent seasons of the anime, Asta has matured both physically and mentally. Rather than just screaming about never giving up, he seems to use quick thinking in many instances. Asta, over and over again, has shown that he is the one to face the music and overcome the tough challenges. And let me tell you, if things go this way, he'll surely be the Wizard King of the Clover Kingdom. Got enough hype and motivation? Spend a day with any of these 10 characters and you'll come out with your own character development. Let us know who your favorite character is down below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to see more anime content like this. That's it for today, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.